Let's look at number 11. I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign. Order of operations, say I'm going to distribute first. And take this -3, distribute it. So when you distribute, the operation you do is multiply. So -3 times x. -3x. Then we also distribute the -3 to the +4. -3 times +4 is -12. Nothing happens to the -3, so we're just going to carry it down. So we did our first step of distributing. So then our second step is combining like terms. So we look on the left side and see if there's any terms that are the same. Like terms. They have x's that are the same. So it's this -3x and -3x. Anytime I see a negative, I think about money and owing someone money. So if I owe somebody $3 and I owe somebody else $3, then together that makes -6x. Nothing happened to the 12, so I'm going to put -12. All I'm doing is carrying it down, equals 24. If you don't have this paper, just write it on a sheet of notebook paper. All right, now we need to get x's by itself. So we need to move this -12 to the other side. So the opposite of -12 would be +12. The -12 and the +12s cancel, leaving me with -6x equals 24 plus 12, 36. And then we divide by a -6 all the way through. So if you need to, use your calculator. 36 divided by a -6 is a -6. So I want to remind you how to check your work. This is to make sure that you're getting your answers correct. So go ahead and do store. We're going to do -6 and then use the store button. Remember, store is right above the on button. And then we're using x. So -6 store x. Then we put this in, -3 parentheses, x plus 4, close parentheses. And if our answer is correct, it should come out to whatever the right side says. I forgot something. What did I forget? Y'all see mine? What did I forget to put in there? Minus the 3x. So I'm going to arrow up and bring this down. Push enter. I'm going to do -3x. There we go. Now I did it correctly. So put a little check mark saying we are done. Let's look at our notes for today. Solving equations with variables on both sides. So every day it's gotten just a little bit more challenging. So today is where we have variables on the left side and the right side. So let's look at these steps to the left. It says eliminate any parentheses on either side of the equation by using the distributive property. Underline the words distributive property. That is step 1. Step 2, combine any like terms on either side of the equation. So underline the words, combine any like terms. Number 3, use inverse operations to move all the variables to one side of the equation. Underline, move all of the variables to one side. We are actually going to put it on the left. To the left, to the left.
You know he died? For real? The guy that made that song?
Really?
Yeah, like recently.
I thought it was Beyonce who sang it.
Oh no, never mind. The wrong one. I'm talking about that one guy.
I don't know.
Now, y'all. Something like that.
Oh, that one. I was singing Everything You Own in the Box to the Left. Y'all know that one, right? You're talking about the Cha-Cha Slide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, number 4 says use inverse operations to move all the constants. So write that. Move all of the constants to the other side. So we're going to move those to the right. Don't make this too big because we're going to have to work this problem out. So variables left, constants right. Number 5, you should be left with a one-step equation, so solve. Underline the word solve. You want to get it to say x equals a number, or whatever the variable is. Then our last step is to check your answer. We're going to use the store button. Okay, so down here, draw the little store button. All right, we are going to do this first example together. So draw your line down your equal sign. All right, negative 8x plus 4, parentheses, 1 minus 5x. We need to distribute to whatever number is directly in front of the parentheses. So look at these parentheses. The number that is directly in front is this 4. So I'm going to circle the positive 4 and use my arrows to show that I'm distributing. Nothing happened to this negative 8x, so I'm just going to carry it down. But then the next term is whenever I distribute the 4. So 4 times 1 is just 4, so plus 4. And then 4 times 5x, 20x. Don't forget your x. So the left side, I got rid of the parentheses by distributing. So now I need to do the right side. There's nothing to do. I can't combine these. They're different. And there's no parentheses. So I'm just going to carry it down. So now step 2 says combine all like terms on either side of the equation. So look at the left side. My like terms would be ones that both have an x or both don't have an x. So in this case, it's the ones that both have an x. Negative 8x and a positive 20. So I'm going to put those together. So negative 8 plus 20. There is no shame in using your calculator. So put that in. Negative 8 plus 20. Don't include the x. The only time we use x on our calculator is whenever we're checking our answer or we're using the y equals function. So right now it's just negative 8 plus 20. What is that? Negative 8 plus 20. 12. So 12x. And then the 4 is just there. So plus 4 equals the next thing. The right side, there's nothing to do with it. So just carry it down. So we did step 1 and 2. Step 3, use inverse operations to move all the variables to one side. We're going to move all to the left. So that means I need to look on the right. This -6, I need to move it to the left. So add 6x. Whenever I do that, on the right side, they cancel because they equal 0. Now we have 12x plus 6x. 12 and 6 make 18. Okay. Right side, the only thing I have left is that -14. So I moved all my variables to the left. Now I need to move all my constants to the right. So this +4 needs to be moved to the right. Do the inverse. So we're going to -4 to both sides. So I get 18x equals -14 minus 4. -14 minus 4. -18. Very good. And then last step, get x by itself by dividing by 18 on both sides. -18 divided by 18. It equals -1. Okay, so we've gotten our answer, but we still need to check our work. So we are going to use the store button. I want everybody to do this. So y'all follow along. We're going to do -1, store for x. I'm going to come around and check y'all's calculators to make sure you're doing it. -1, store x. Store is the one right above on. Push enter. Then, just like we did yesterday, we're going to put in the left side of the equation. So 8x plus 4, parentheses, 1 plus 5x, parentheses. That equals a -24. That's a -24, but is the right side -24? Did I even put that in right? What did I do wrong? Oh, look, I put 8x instead of -8x. There we go. Let's try that again. -8. Now, do we have the same thing? Because I did it wrong at first. So this side is -8. This is how you're going to show that you're checking. That is a -8. The right side, I need to see if that's also a -8. So I'm going to plug this in. -6x minus 14. So I actually have to do the left and the right side because they both have x's. Before today, they didn't. Push enter. This is also -8. So if they're equal on both sides, that means I did it correctly, and I've just checked it. So put your little check mark there. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our special cases. So sometimes it doesn't quite work out. So we're going to see what happens whenever it doesn't quite work out and we don't get just like x equals a number. What if the x's cancel each other out? We have two different special cases. So the first one is no solution. Underline no solution with your pencil. There is a symbol that represents no solution. It's a 0 with a slash through it. That means there's no value that makes that equation true. So draw a 0 with a slash through it like this. That means no solution. Okay, the other one is infinite solutions or infinity. Do y'all remember the symbol for infinity? It's the sideways 8. So it looks like this. Another way of representing infinite solutions is all real numbers. It's an R with an extra straight line down it. So it looks like this. So it's all real numbers. So no solution happens when you solve an equation with variables on both sides and eliminate the variables completely, leaving an untrue statement. The equation has no solution. Underline untrue statement and no solution. So an untrue statement would be one like 2 equals 10. Does 2 equal 10 ever in any universe? No. Maybe, but not in our universe, right? So that's what an untrue statement is. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. This example is already worked out for us. Draw your line down the equal sign. The left side, nothing happens to it. The right side, we have some parentheses. So we distribute that too. Show distributing. So we distribute. So when we distribute, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. So that is our new line. Next thing is to get all the x's to the left, remember? So whenever I subtract the one on the right, we have an 8x minus 8x. Those zero out. Mark it out. But what happens to the right side? They zero out too. That can happen. That's one of the special cases. And then we write what is left. -6 equals 10. Does -6 equal 10? No. So that is when we write false, no solution. -6 does not equal 10. Therefore, there are no solutions to this equation. So that's one of the special cases. The special case happened whenever my x is canceled. Let's look at example 2. Draw your line down your equal sign. This one's similar to the other one. Look at the left side. It's the same as this one. But look at the right side. There's some differences there, or a difference. So show distributing with your arrows. And then we get 8x minus 6 equals 8x minus 6. Oh, that's interesting, right? What do you see about the left and the right side? Yeah. What happens whenever we move the x to the left side? We subtract it here, and it becomes zeroed out. Subtract here, it becomes zeroed out. What do we have left? Equals -6. Is that true or false? True. So we can either write infinite solutions or all real numbers. I'm going to do the sideways 8, which represents infinite number of solutions. That means any number I substitute in will be true. Doesn't matter what that number is. Let's prove that this is true. We're going to check our work. So we're going to plug in any number for x. All right, get your calculator, turn it on. Push clear, whatever we had in there before. We're going to check any number. Leah, what's your favorite number? Do you have a favorite number? No. Does anybody have a favorite number? 3. All right. Damien's favorite number is 3. So we're going to try out 3. So do 3, store, x, enter. Everybody should be doing this. I'm going to come around and check your calculator. Should be doing it. 3, store, x. X is right beside alpha. Right beside alpha, right here. Yep. All right. Now we're going to do the left side. 8x minus 6. Oh, y'all can't see mine. Put it in, 8x minus 6. So this side is 18. Now put in the right side. 2 parentheses. 4x minus 3, close parentheses. So we have to do the left and the right side separately because we have x's on both. Enter. That is also 18. We just checked it. All right. So no solution is our false statement. Infinite solution is our true statement. And all we did here was check and make sure, just by plugging in any number. All right, you are going to work with your table group to do this top left one. I'm going to be coming around and helping. Once you get an answer, I can come around and check it for you, but I do want y'all to work together. Distribute the 4. The 8x is just carried down, but 4 times 4 is 16. And then 4 times a -3 is -12. So the left side we distributed. Now the right side we also need to distribute. What's immediately in front of the parentheses? 4. 4 times 6 is 24x. 4 times 4 minus 4. All right. Now we're going to combine like terms. So look on the left side. Are there any like terms? Either both x's or both without x's. 8 and 16. What do we get? 8x plus 16x. 24x. Minus 12 equals. What can I combine on the right side? 16 minus 4 is 12. Is it positive or negative? Positive. Okay. Okay, this is where I saw some people getting confused. Our steps say to move the x's to the left. So that means I need to move this x to the left by subtracting. So do minus 24x on both sides. And they zero out. They're a zero pair. Mark them out. Mark them out. And I get -12 equals +12. Is that a true or false statement? False. False. Write it. If it's false, what symbol do I put? 0/, which means no solution. Okay, you are going to go ahead and do this one with your team.